History remembers this as one of Bruce Lee's most famous fights. The strange thing is, almost nobody agrees on what actually happened. There were no cameras, no official referee, no video recording, just a closed room, a handful of witnesses, and two completely different versions of the same story. Even today, more than 60 years later, people still argue over one question: who really won? But after months of reading interviews, historical accounts, and Bruce Lee's own philosophy, I think we've all been asking the wrong question, because the most important part of this story happened after the fight ended. And that decision may have changed martial arts forever. San Francisco, 1964. Bruce Lee was only 23 years old, yet he had already developed a reputation that extended well beyond his own school. Students admired his speed. Demonstrations attracted attention. Word spread quickly through California's martial arts community. But admiration wasn't the only thing growing. So was criticism. Bruce Lee was challenging ideas that many people considered untouchable. He questioned traditions. He encouraged experimentation. And perhaps most controversially, he taught martial arts to students from different backgrounds at a time when some schools believed instruction should remain within specific communities. Not everyone agreed with that approach. Tensions slowly began to build. What happened next depends on who you ask. Already, our story becomes more complicated. One thing historians generally agree on is this: Bruce Lee and Wong met in Oakland, California in 1964 for a private fight witnessed by a small number of people. Beyond that, the details become much less certain. Some accounts suggest the disagreement centered on Bruce Lee's teaching practices. Others describe a broader dispute involving martial arts reputation and personal challenges. Even eyewitnesses later remembered events differently. That makes this one of the most debated moments in Bruce Lee's life. And perhaps that's exactly why it remains so fascinating. Imagine the room. No audience cheering, no bright movie lights, no championship belt. Just two highly trained martial artists preparing to test themselves. We don't know every movement that followed. Different witnesses describe different sequences. Some remembered a fast exchange. Others recalled the fight moving across the room. Several accounts agree that Bruce Lee pressed forward aggressively for much of the encounter. But how long did it last? Here again, opinions differ. Some said only a few minutes. Others estimated longer. Without video evidence, certainty simply isn't possible. But here's something almost everyone agrees on. Bruce Lee's own reaction after the fight was unexpected. And that's where the real story begins. Many people assume Bruce Lee celebrated afterward, that he saw the fight as proof that everything he believed was correct. Yet accounts from those close to him suggest something very different. According to Linda Lee Cadwell's recollections, Bruce Lee was dissatisfied with his own performance, not because he believed he had failed, but because he believed the fight had taken longer than it should have. He expected more from himself, much more. That detail changes everything. Most people would have celebrated. Bruce Lee started analyzing. Think about that for a moment. Imagine winning, yet walking away disappointed. Not because someone criticized you, because you criticized yourself. That mindset would become one of the defining characteristics of Bruce Lee's life. He wasn't competing only against opponents. He was competing against his own potential, and what Bruce Lee did next would eventually lead to an entirely different way of thinking about martial arts, a philosophy that rejected unnecessary complexity, a philosophy built around adaptation, efficiency, reality. And perhaps one fight was enough to start that transformation. End of part 1.